Chernobyl Chernobyl, a horrible city in Ukraine, mutants, a tragedy of world history. Chernobyl is located in the area of Pripyat, Ukraine, which is the location of Chernobyl nuclear power plant in the days when it was still part of the former Soviet Union. This comes after the historic accident on April 26, 1986. When reactor number 4 exploded during emergency safety testing. Accident from such testing, it is the result of flawed design. Lack of expertise, including coordination of officials, and became a tragedy that shocked the world that can be called one of the most violent events in world history. Its severity rating is level 7, the highest level according to international nuclear incident regulations. That caused victims to sacrifice their lives. Sick with cancer, many have mutated or become disabled. The result of multiple explosions make both steel and concrete, the structure covering the reactor, shattered, releasing radioactive fallout into the atmosphere covering the western part of the Soviet Union, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Northern Europe. Authorities in Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia had to evacuate more than 336,000 people in an emergency. More than 600,000 people were directly affected by the explosion. 56 people died immediately after the explosion, but cancer deaths from radiation exposure may be as high as 4,000. The amount of radiation released from this explosion, it is at least 200 times more powerful than the radiation from the atomic bombs that hit Nagasaki and Hiroshima during World War II and floated into the atmosphere for up to 10 days. The city of Pripyat was thus abandoned due to the spread of high levels of radioactivity, but it was not in time despite the immediate evacuation of residents from the area within 2 days after the incident. During that time, many people had already been exposed to high levels of radiation contamination. The forest area surrounding the explosion area, it got a new name, Red Forest, because nuclear radiation turned almost all the leaves reddish-brown. In addition, various animals that is in the neighborhood of 30 kilometers around the Chernobyl power plant. There is a higher rate of death before life expectancy. They also have abnormal genes. Not just in animals, but nuclear radiation also has the power to reach people. An example is firefighter Vladimir Pravik's eyes changed from brown to blue in a shocking way. Although the Soviet government initially concealed the incident and announced that the situation was under control, the amount of radioactivity spread is only that of an X-ray machine. But this high level of contamination has clearly had an effect, both from people in the area who are starting to have various abnormal symptoms, mutation, a deadly cancer that kills the citizens of the city. This made Sweden the first country to announce to the world the disaster of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant explosion. Even though more than 30 years have passed, today Chernobyl, Pripyat city, still abandoned because of the need to get rid of the plutonium that has spread everywhere. It is estimated that it will take more than 300 years for the city to return to its former glory. Dark dangers from the effects of radioactivity. It continues to harm the lives of people living near Chernobyl. Many children are born with congenital diseases. There is a mutation in the gene, or rare cancer, and radioactivity is also expected to be passed on for generations to come.